How's it hanging, YouTube? It's your boy D Burnsy here. As you guys can see, I am back once again with another Jailbreak update video. So I wanted to bring this to you guys as quick as possible. Now I know I'm a little bit late, which is because I had a lot of stuff to do today. I had a few things to attend to first before I actually made this video. So sorry for it coming out a bit later, but let's get into the news. Before we do that though, I wanted to just go ahead and go back and highlight the previous information that we had earlier about a 9.1, 9.2, and 9.2.1 jailbreak. So basically, the prior information we had to this earlier was that 3K Assistant, who is an associate of TaiG, who basically, TaiG has actually worked on a lot of jailbreaks. It's actually funny how the tables have turned, but, you know, that's a story for another day. Basically, when Evasion 7 came out, they bundled in TaiG, and TaiG, tables turned, Evaders went bye-bye. For some reason, the team is, like, not really on the map right now anyway. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with Evasion 10. I don't know. But wouldn't that be amazing, guys? But anyway, yeah, so for right now, we don't know what happened to them. But, yeah, TaiG's kind of been doing some, you know, some of the minor releases. The main releases, like the whole number, like 8, 9, 7, or not 7, 8, 9, and probably 10, but who knows, have actually been done by Pangu. And that's as of right now. There could be teams that actually are brand new to the scene that, you know, will actually release jailbreaks later on. We don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but 3K Assistant, associate of TaiG, posted on their Weibo account, which is a Chinese microblogging site. Basically, I'm not going to go in and, you know, read word for word what they actually went and said on the post, because we don't have time for that in this video. We need to get to the current news. Basically, I'm just going to sum it up by saying they told everybody they had a huge breakthrough on iOS 9.2, you know, in jailbreaking it. They were working on a jailbreak for iOS 9.2 since it came out, and they finally had a huge breakthrough. So they said they don't have a fully working jailbreak yet, but they believe soon that there will be a fully working jailbreak, so just stay patient, and they'll keep us updated on everything that happens. A few hours after that, however, they actually went ahead and removed it from their site, from, you know, the Weibo account. So a lot of people are actually speculating that TaiG, you know, are the actual people that told 3K Assistant to remove the post, and they since have removed it. So we don't really know for sure, but we can kind of infer that. One way that we can infer that, we can infer it one way. We could go one way with it and say that, you know, they were probably just like, well, hey guys, you know, we're working with you, obviously, because we're bundling in, you know, your app store with the jailbreak, but you're not really supposed to tell anybody yet because we don't really have it completely worked out yet. So you probably shouldn't let the community know until, like, we're actually somewhat close to having something and releasing something, because the way, and this is the way I express it, probably, and this is probably the thinking of the team. If I want to be honest with the community, I'm probably going to say this is probably what's going on, is if the, you know, if jailbreak developers or just developers in general in the jailbreaking community, you know, jailbreak tweak developers, or, you know, in this case, actual jailbreak developers, like the ones that are coming up with Pangu, TaiG, whatever, you know, they will give an ETA, they'll give a release date, it'll come out on this date. And then if it's past that date, if it's, you know, as soon as that date hits and the jailbreak's not there, or, you know, the tweak is not there, so many people in the community will come with pitchforks and knives, and, you know, it'll just be terrible, and they'll be like, you know, wanting to really, they're really upset at whoever, and, you know, they're constantly messaging them and spamming them saying, where's the jailbreak, where's the tweak, where's this, where's that, where's what you promised us. So probably, if I want to be honest, what probably happened is they probably just said, look, we really don't want to tell the community anything right now because we don't have much of anything, and if we promise anything in terms of ETAs or anything for that matter like that, then they're just going to be getting their hopes up for nothing, and then we're going to stir the community up, and it's going to be a huge big thing. So they removed it, obviously, and basically about a week and a half later, the post came back online. I don't think it came on their Weibo account. I'm not 100% sure the full story, so some of this might be inaccurate. This is from what I pieced together, though. But the actual original version was revised. So it went from, we have a huge breakthrough, and we're super close to jailbreaking 9.2, so, you know, keep it posted, and we'll keep you guys up to date about everything that happens, to basically, we kind of thought we had something working. We have to go back to the drawing board. It's not working that well, and we'll let you guys know everything that happens from then on. So that's basically what happened. So it turned into like a really, really, really super positive thing to, well, we're making progress, but it's really not there at all yet. So that's pretty much all we were able to gather before that. Before actually what happened last night, but a really well-known hacker or, jailbreak developer by the name of Luca Tedesco, who actually made the iOS 8.4.1 jailbreak, actually had this to say on Twitter. He said, "I lied, all hail, and then Chinese characters, no releases." So obviously the Chinese characters, let me see if you guys can see this. Hopefully you guys can. No, that's all. Hold on. Let me, just give me 1 second here. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second here, and I'll turn the brightness down a little bit so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. See, these jailbreak update videos are, like, not edited, and I apologize for that, which is why you guys are seeing this. But anyway, yeah, so this is what it looks like, if you guys can see. And it's a screenshot of Cydia running on his iPhone 6s on iOS 9.2.1. And you guys can see that from the bottom, which is right there. So that's what it looks like, and he posted that screenshot to Twitter and said that. And if you translate it from Chinese or Korean, actually it says translate from Korean. Maybe it's Korean, maybe it's Chinese, I don't know. Sometimes Twitter's wrong, sometimes I'm wrong, so who knows. But once you actually translate it into English, it says, "I lied, all hail, great reader, no releases." So I'm kind of guessing that reader is leader. They just got probably a letter wrong. But yeah, so that's the original text, obviously, with the Chinese in there, and that's the translated version with the Chinese translated into English. So super, super exciting. It's iOS 9.2.1. Before last night, we did not actually know that iOS 9.2.1 was jailbreakable. So we actually do have full confirmation now that it is 100% jailbreakable as of last night at 8:50 p.m. precisely, because that is when he sent out the tweet. You guys can see that. But yeah, so this gives us new information, obviously. Now, he said he doesn't intend to release it. So he could just be saying that, to not really generate much hype and kind of just drop it out of nowhere. Maybe he'll do that. What I think most likely is going to happen, though, a lot of times when developers say no intent to release, they really do mean no intent to release. Sometimes, though, you do have developers like, he who shall not be named. I'm not going to name specific people because I don't want them to jump on me on Twitter. But there are some people that will get very sensitive about that, so I'm not going to say anything. But if you've been around long in the community, you know who I'm talking about. And he's, said he was releasing, a bunch of different stuff, this and that. And, he has a YouTube account. He posts it to YouTube, and he trolls with the community and says he's going to release it eventually. He never gives an ETA, but he says eventually it's going to happen. And so far, it has not happened at all. And this has been through several iOS releases. The first major one that I could actually remember, though, was the iOS 7.1 jailbreak. That was before Pangu actually came onto the scene, and he was teasing this and saying that this was going to happen. And lo and behold, it didn't happen, and Pangu came onto the scene with a release to jailbreak iOS 7.1. So it was kind of just like random that they did that. But yeah, so who knows what's going to end up happening. He might be doing that, or he might, like I said, be completely 100% honest with people on Twitter right now, and, he does not intend to release it. That's what it 100% sounds like, that he doesn't intend to release it, according to that tweet. But it's just great to know that iOS 9.2.1 can be jailbroken, because going forward, when Apple actually drops iOS 9.2.1, because you have to remember it's only in the second beta stage. It's on beta 2. So I don't know how many, most likely they're not going to have too many more betas before public release, because this is a minor firmware, just like with the original 9.2. The original 9.2, I think, only had, I want to say, like 2 or 3 betas. It didn't have that many betas until public release, and there really is no change between iOS 9.2 and iOS 9.2.1. Other than probably, obviously, under the hood differences, visually and, the way iOS works, nothing has changed. There's no different apps or, different things that they added or took away. So that's pretty much it for the status of the iOS 9.1, 9.2, and 9.2.1 jailbreak. So that leaves a huge question mark, which is, when are we going to see this jailbreak drop? Because a lot of people said, and I'll admit I was wrong, a lot of people said we were going to see a Christmas release. Yay, no, that didn't happen. Christmas release didn't happen. A lot of people said we were going to get a New Year's release. Yay, Happy New Year. No, didn't happen either. So Christmas and New Year's, both people, people were speculating online saying that we were either going to get a Christmas release or a New Year's release. Didn't happen. So when are we going to see this thing drop finally? When are we going to finally see a new jailbreak? So most likely what is going to happen, and this is most likely what they've been waiting for this entire time, is they're most likely waiting on Apple to drop the final version of iOS 9.2.1 until they finally bring out the jailbreak, because it would just be really stupid if 9.2.1 was in beta and they brought out the jailbreak, say, 2 minutes from now. I don't control what they do, but I'm just saying from a logical standpoint, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. Because 9.2.1 is still in beta, that gives them time to hold off on releasing it to the public, reverse engineer whatever Taiji or whoever comes up with the jailbreak, used exploit-wise to actually exploit 9.2, or 9.1 or whatever, and come out with 9.2.1. And, even though originally 9.2.1 wasn't planned to patch up any exploits that anybody had, because they released the jailbreak when they did, and because it was bad timing, they decided to hold off 9.2.1 for a few more weeks, look through the code, sift through the code of the new tool, and then, just patch everything that way. So that could happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. It sounds like they're going to go with the most logical thing, obviously, which is to wait until Apple drops iOS 9.2.1, although Apple could do another one-off and go with iOS 9.2.2 or iOS 9.3, or I don't know. More likely than not, this is going to be one of the last iOS 9 releases that we're going to be seeing. We might see another minor iOS. It's all going to be minor iOS releases probably. We're not going to see, I would bet on, if we're going to see another major iOS 9 release, it's probably going to be 9.3 or 9.4 or whatever. We're not going to see a bunch more of them just because, June, even though June is a little while away, we still have, June to look forward to. And there's some times where Apple just takes breaks and doesn't release firmwares for a little while. So I can't say for sure whether or not, they're going to release a firmware or not, whether or not it's going to patch the jailbreak that's coming in the future or a previous jailbreak with previous exploits or not. But I just wanted to throw this video up on my channel, give you guys some information on what is going on, because this is great. iOS 9.2.1 can be officially jailbroken. We just don't know if he's going to release it. We don't think he's going to release it. I would say there's a 99.9% chance he won't release it, but obviously we just really don't know, because I'm not him. I'm not Luca Tedesco, so I can't confirm or deny. I will say, though, that Luca Tedesco did come out with the 8.4.1 jailbreak, as I actually was going to mention earlier. I just kind of forgot about. So he came out with this tool called Yalu, but basically it wasn't an actual complete tool because it was a complete jailbreak, but it was just source code. So he added it to his GitHub account, and if you were actually, knowledgeable about code, you could jailbreak your iOS 8.4.1 device. But the problem with that was, there are a lot of people in the community, me included, who don't know a thing about code. So that's kind of the thing about that is, for people that don't know a thing about code, they have to make sure they don't have their devices on 8.4.1 if they still want to jailbreak, because then they're not going to be able to do it. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. It never actually got officially, released. Like, there wasn't an actual tool that came out for Yalu. I don't know if there ever will be. I don't think there will, because if he's going to work on another jailbreak, if he's going to work on a tool, I would assume it's going to be for the, for the latest release. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. New video coming out tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, see you in the next one. This is David, signing out. Peace!